Good morning, good afternoon. I oppose the voting rights H.R. 1 legislation and have spoken adamantly about my views on the Senate floor. I would highlight that the framers, the founders of our nation, through the Constitution, knew that voting rights were so important that constitutionally they gave the power to administer those laws to states across the country. It would be a terrible mistake for the nature of our democracy to federalize those laws. Today, I'm most concerned about the potential change in the rules of the United States Senate. The filibuster, which perhaps the word has a bad connotation, the ability for a member of the United States Senate to speak on behalf of his or her constituents, to advocate on their views, even though they may be in the minority, is what that 60-vote rule provides. So it protects the minority, not just the minority whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, but the minority of whether you're rural or urban or you have an unusual idea. It allows every senator to have the opportunity to garner more information, to seek out the sponsors of the bill, to have a conversation, to pull people together before we decide to proceed on legislation. It protects a member of the Senate who represents a minority view or needs additional information before agreeing to proceed. But it does more than that. It forces us to work together. I long for the days in which Republicans and Democrats, members of the United States Senate, regardless of political party, work with each other. The rule requiring us to pass legislation, to proceed to legislation by 60 votes, requires that. Secondly, it makes the ups and downs of an election, it evens them out. We saw the passage of a tax bill during the last Congress with a different administration and an attempt to pass a new tax bill in this new Congress with a new administration. We're still figuring out what the old tax code says, and if we can change the laws, whatever they are, whatever the policy is, with the change of an election, then we create such uncertainty that it's difficult for people to predict what's going on in their lives, whether to buy a house now or is the tax law going to change. The uncertainty is damaging to our economy. It also is important that the filibuster remain in position because we need desperately for a Congress. Article 1 of the Constitution created a legislative branch, and because of the divisions that exist between parties within the Congress, we are unfulfilling. We are not fulfilling our responsibilities for one of the greatest threats to our liberties and freedoms that Constitution guarantees. Republicans and Democrats, members of the United States Senate, regardless of political party, should be working together to make sure that the legislative branch is the legislative branch and that we have not conceded. We have not ceded to the executive branch all the powers and authorities through executive orders and other mechanisms by which the executive branch now operates. Remember the days when Republicans and Democrats would band together in opposition to any administration, whether it was Republican or Democrat, intruding upon our authorities. That's missing today, and again, the filibuster should bring us together, not pull us apart, so that we can stand up for something the framers of the Constitution understood, that an executive branch, a president, regardless of what their intentions are and regardless of their political persuasion, continue to erode the powers of the people through the legislative branch. Freedoms and liberties are protected by process, by the Constitution and by the 60-vote rule in the United States Senate. In the absence of those, in the circumstance in which those are eroded, the personal freedoms of my constituents and all Americans are disappearing. Thank you.